How long does a workout really need to be to build muscle? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Here's the truth. You either train long or you train hard, but you can't do both. Think about it. If you're pushing yourself with high intensity, there's no way your body can sustain that for hours. Strength training is all about maximizing muscle growth through effective reps and time under tension, not spending endless hours in the gym. Shorter workouts with higher intensity are often far more productive than marathon sessions that leave you drained but not stimulated. The key lies in balancing stimulus and tension. When you train hard, you're forcing your muscles to adapt to the challenge, creating the perfect environment for hypertrophy. But when you train long, you risk diluting the intensity, turning your session into a test of endurance rather than a pathway to growth. Imagine trying to sprint for an hour. It's impossible, right? The same principle applies to strength training. If you're truly pushing yourself, your sets should feel like sprints, short, intense, and focused. Here's a practical example. Instead of doing 10 exercises with 4 sets each, focus on 4 to 5 exercises and take each set to failure. This approach not only saves time, but also ensures you're accumulating total tension where it matters most. Remember, the goal isn't to spend more time in the gym, it's to make every second count. And speaking of making it count, let's talk about the importance of training to failure, where the real magic happens. Training to failure is where the magic happens. It's the point where your muscles can't complete another concentric repetition, no matter how hard you try. Why is this so important? Because reaching failure ensures you're hitting those effective reps, the ones that truly drive muscle growth and hypertrophy. Stopping short of failure might feel comfortable, but it leaves untapped potential on the table. If you don't challenge yourself, you won't change yourself. Think of it this way. A set that ends before failure is like running a race and stopping just before the finish line. Sure, you've done some work, but you haven't pushed hard enough to trigger the stimulus your muscles need to grow. On the other hand, a set to failure forces your body to adapt, recruiting more type 2 fibers, the ones responsible for strength and size. It's not about doing endless sets. It's about making the ones you do count. For example, instead of doing 5 sets of 12 reps with moderate effort, try 3 sets where you push to absolute failure. Not only will this save time, but it also maximizes the tension and intensity your muscles experience. But there's more to this than just effort. How you create and sustain tension plays a huge role. Which brings us to the next critical factor: muscular tension. If there's one thing that drives muscle growth, it's tension. The more tension you place on a muscle, the greater the stimulus for hypertrophy. But not all tension is created equal. To truly maximize your results, you need to focus on time under tension and, more importantly, tension in a stretched position. This is where the muscle is under the most stress, and that's exactly what sparks growth. Let's break it down. When you perform exercises like Romanian deadlifts or dumbbell flies, the stretch at the bottom of the movement creates immense eccentric tension. This is gold for hypertrophy. Think of it as pulling a rubber band to its limit. The more you stretch it, the more energy it stores. Your muscles work the same way. By emphasizing the stretched position, you're accumulating total tension that leads to greater stimulus and adaptation. But here's the catch. You can't just rely on tension alone. You need to pair it with proper technique to avoid injury and maximize results. Controlled movements, focusing on both the eccentric and concentric phases, are essential. And speaking of making every rep count, let's dive into the concept of effective reps, the ones that truly matter for growth. Not all reps are created equal. In fact, only the last few reps of a set, the ones where your muscles are screaming, your form is pushed to its limit, and you're fighting to complete the movement, are truly effective reps. These are the reps that deliver the stimulus needed for muscle growth. Everything before that, it's just a warm-up for the real work. If you want to maximize hypertrophy, you need to focus on these high-intensity moments. Here's the beauty of effective reps. They allow you to cut out the fluff. Instead of wasting time on endless sets, you can zero in on those critical reps that actually matter. For example, rather than doing 15 reps at a moderate weight, try using a heavier load and aim for 8 to 10 reps, ensuring the last 3 to 4 push you to failure. This approach not only saves time, but also ensures you're targeting the type 2 fibers responsible for strength and size. But how do you make sure you're hitting those effective reps? It's all about intensity and mindset. You have to push past the discomfort and embrace the challenge. And if you really want to take things up a notch, incorporating eccentric repetitions can amplify the tension and make those final reps even more productive. Let's explore how to use this powerful technique now. The eccentric phase of a movement, when you're lowering the weight or lengthening the muscle under load, is often overlooked, but it's a powerhouse for muscle growth. Why? Because your muscles are stronger during this phase, meaning they can handle more tension and create a greater stimulus for hypertrophy. By focusing on eccentric repetitions, you're not just working harder, you're working smarter. Picture this. During a bench press, instead of just letting the bar drop to your chest, you lower it slowly, taking 3 to 4 seconds to control the descent. This extended time under tension amplifies the stress on your muscle fibers, especially the type 2 fibers, which are key for growth. And here's the kicker. You can even perform eccentric-only reps after reaching failure on the concentric phase. For example, have a spotter help you lift the weight, then lower it slowly on your own. This technique is particularly useful when you're aiming to break through plateaus or add variety to your strength training routine. But remember, eccentric repetitions are demanding, so they require proper rest time and recovery. Now that you've mastered the art of controlled lowering, let's dive into other techniques that can take your intensity to the next level. If you want to take your workouts to the next level, you need to embrace techniques that push intensity to its peak. One simple yet effective way is to reduce your rest time between sets. Instead of waiting 2 to 3 minutes, try cutting it down to 30 to 60 seconds. This keeps your muscles under constant tension, forcing them to work harder and adapt faster. Shorter rest periods are a game changer for those aiming to maximize hypertrophy while keeping workouts efficient. Another powerful method is incorporating trap sets. This involves controlling the tempo of your reps, slowing down both the eccentric and concentric phases to create more time under tension. For example, during a squat, take 3 seconds to lower yourself, pause at the bottom, and then rise slowly. This not only increases the stimulus, but also improves your technique, ensuring every rep counts. Pair this with partial repetitions at the end of a set to squeeze out every ounce of effort. But here's a word of caution. While these techniques are great for boosting intensity, don't sacrifice weight for the sake of prolonging time under tension. The goal is to challenge your muscles with heavy loads while maintaining control. And for those dealing with joint issues, there are ways to adapt these methods safely. For those dealing with joint issues, training can feel like walking a tightrope. You want to push yourself, but not at the expense of your health. The good news, you can still train hard and effectively while protecting your joints. Techniques like trap sets are a fantastic option. By controlling the tempo of your reps, you reduce the impact on your joints while maintaining high tension on the muscles. For example, slowing down the eccentric phase of a leg press minimizes strain on your knees while maximizing muscle growth. Another strategy is to focus on partial repetitions. These allow you to work within a pain-free range of motion, keeping the stimulus on the muscle without overloading the joint. Let's say you're doing bicep curls but feel discomfort at the bottom of the movement. Stick to the top half where you can maintain tension without aggravating the joint. It's all about working smarter, not harder. Lastly, don't underestimate the importance of proper rest time and recovery. Shorter high-intensity workouts are ideal for minimizing wear and tear on your joints. Combine this with exercises that prioritize technique and control, and you'll not only protect your joints, but also see consistent progress. Training to failure isn't just a physical challenge, it's a mental battle. Many people stop their sets thinking they've hit their limit, but the truth is, they often have a few more reps left in the tank. The mind gives up before the body does. To truly push your boundaries, you need to develop the mental toughness to embrace discomfort. Remember, if you don't challenge yourself, you won't change yourself. Here's a practical example. The next time you're doing a set of squats, ask yourself, am I really at failure, or am I just uncomfortable? Chances are, you can grind out 1 or 2 more effective reps. Those extra reps are where the real stimulus happens, the ones that trigger muscle growth and hypertrophy. It's about rewiring your mindset to see discomfort as progress, not pain. But let's be honest, it's not easy. That's why visualization and self-talk are powerful tools. Picture yourself completing that last rep, even when your muscles are screaming. Tell yourself 1 more. Over time, this mental resilience becomes second nature. And when you combine this mindset with shorter high-intensity workouts, you'll see how much you can achieve in less time. Short, high-intensity workouts are the ultimate hack for busy people who want serious results. Why spend 2 hours in the gym when you can achieve the same or better outcomes in half the time? By focusing on effective reps, time under tension, and pushing to failure, you can condense your training into powerful, efficient sessions. It's all about working smarter, not longer. Think about it. Shorter workouts mean less rest time and more focus. Instead of dragging through endless sets, you're fully engaged, giving 100% effort to every rep. For example, a 30-minute session of tempo training with controlled eccentric repetitions can deliver more stimulus than a 2-hour session of low-intensity lifting. Plus, shorter sessions reduce the risk of overtraining and joint issues, making them ideal for long-term progress. And let's not forget the mental benefits. Knowing you only need 30 to 45 minutes to crush a workout makes it easier to stay consistent. No more excuses about not having time. These sessions are not just efficient, they're sustainable. But to make the most of them, you need to train intelligently and safely. Which brings us to the importance of integrating safety into your workouts. Safety should always be a priority in your training, no matter how intense your workouts are. After all, what's the point of pushing hard if you end up sidelined by an injury? Integrating safety into your routine doesn't mean holding back. It means training smarter. Techniques like tempo training and trap sets allow you to maintain control and tension without risking poor technique. For example, slowing down the eccentric phase of a deadlift not only enhances muscle growth, but also reduces strain on your lower back. Another key aspect of safety is listening to your body. If you're dealing with joint issues or past injuries, adapt your exercises to avoid aggravating those areas. Movements like partial repetitions or machines that provide more stability can help you target muscles effectively while minimizing stress on vulnerable joints. It's not about avoiding challenges. It's about finding ways to push yourself safely. Lastly, don't underestimate the importance of proper warm-ups and rest time. A few minutes of dynamic stretching or light cardio can prepare your body for the intensity ahead, while adequate rest between sets ensures you maintain good form. When you prioritize safety, you set yourself up for long-term success. Building muscle is great, but training should go beyond just aesthetics. It's about feeling stronger, healthier, and more energized in your everyday life. When you train smart, you're not just chasing muscle growth, you're investing in your overall well-being. Imagine waking up with more energy, fewer aches, and the confidence that comes from knowing you're taking care of your body. That's the real reward of sustainable, intelligent training. To achieve this, balance is key. Incorporate high-intensity sessions to maximize results, but don't forget to listen to your body. Overtraining or ignoring joint issues can lead to burnout or injury, which defeats the purpose of training in the first place. Instead, focus on methods that promote longevity, like tempo training or controlled eccentric repetitions, which deliver results without unnecessary strain. Remember, the goal is to train hard, but also train smart. Ultimately, the best workout plan is one you can stick to for years. It's not just about the numbers on the barbell or the mirror, it's about how you feel when you walk out of the gym. And when you combine effective techniques with a focus on safety and sustainability, you'll not only build a stronger body, but also a better life. Training smarter, not longer, is the key to unlocking your full potential. By focusing on intensity, effective reps, and time under tension, you can achieve incredible results in less time while staying consistent and injury-free. Remember, it's not just about building muscle, it's about creating a healthier, stronger, and more energized version of yourself. Now it's your turn. Which of these strategies are you excited to try? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Together, we can inspire more people to train smarter and achieve their goals faster. Let's build a stronger community, one rep at a time.